Thank you all. I really appreciate what you just did, pushing through all the drinks you had and gave me an applause. I really appreciate it. Niall was so kind to very strategically put me at the end of the show because, well, the show's ending and we need a reason for you to leave. Before I start, I want to get some basics out of the way. If there's anybody in the audience looking up to me thinking, I know that tiny lumberjack from somewhere, there's a high possibility that you've seen me very briefly when you rejected me on Twitter. Or Bumble, Badoo, Grindr, you know. In case you missed my name when you swipe to the right, my name is Nándor, but no, before I invoke the urge to anyone to come up to me and say, Szia Nándor, hogy vagy? I do not speak Hungarian. Only my name and my Polish breath are from Hungary. I have to say that a lot in Romania, surprisingly. I don't speak Hungarian. A lot of people come up to me and start speaking Hungary to me because they hear my name. It's very weird. But no, I don't speak Hungarian. I did teach myself to say nem beszélek magyarul. According to Google Translate, that means I don't speak Hungarian. According to a Hungarian, that means please keep talking to me. Very weird. But no, I'm not Hungarian. A friend of mine, David is his name, he told me, well, they just try to include you, you know. Hungarians are a very active community in Transylvania. And I'm like, yeah, they're a community, all right. They're such a community, they tried to recruit me 5 times just for my name. They're such a community, they're the H in LGBT+, I swear to God. But no, let me carry on, I'm not from Hungary. Like Niall already gave away, I am from the Netherlands. Is that okay? I live in Romania long enough to know that depending on certain European political decisions, being from the Netherlands can be quite a controversial thing. Now, I don't want to rip open any healing wounds, but a couple of years ago, I believe it was last year even, there were 2 European countries who opposed Romania's decision to enter the Schengen area. And unfortunately for me, one of those countries was the Netherlands. Yeah, that cost me a couple of trips to the immigration office in Julius Mall. The first time I tried to change my nationality to Austrian, turns out they were also against Romania's access to Schengen. So ever since, whenever somebody asks me where I'm from, I just respond with, I am a citizen of the world, huh? Because I swear to God, only in Romania's history there was a point in time where being from the Netherlands was worse than being from Russia. I swear to God.
You're still alive.
It's all about diplomacy, right? But now, I'm glad that we're all past it and we can laugh about it now. My Romanian language skills are pretty insufficient for the time that I'm here. In November, I'm here for 8 years, but I don't speak that well Romanian, I must say. But that's because the Romanian language and I, we really don't get along very well. And that's an understatement. When I say the Romanian language and I, we don't get along, we're like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. It's just that in this context, I'm Amber Heard. Because when it comes down to situations where I need the Romanian language, I am always the one shitting the bed. My Romanian language struggle started very early in my journey. In my first 2 years of my Romanian adventure, I lived in Brașov. Oh, and by the way, I really practiced the pronunciation of that city's name. I used to say Brașov, but I have certain friends who like to make fun of that. No, they're not here right now. I just like to stare blankly ahead and think about them. In my first week in Romania, I learned about 3 words and a sentence. Which were? Da, stil, prost, and mai ieftin, mai bun, mai aproape. And that was about it. Every time that I got into a taxi cab and I just needed to go somewhere, sat down and I was like, Corressimo. Just steadily 7 a.m. to destination. What I did not know was that Romanian taxi drivers, they drive around with a Romanian curse word book in their glove compartment. It's a thing. Somewhere around the road, something happens on the road. I don't know what happened. I was in the back. Not paying attention. I was on my phone, swiping left, everybody on Tinder, you know. But the driver, he slammed the brakes, calmly opened the glove compartment, took out his Romanian curse word book, put it on his steering wheel, flipped to page 46, and read it out along with page 47, 48, 49, and 50. And we kept going and going and going and going. I was like, yeah, man, I know the economics are terrible, but oxygen is free, man. I didn't know what was going on. I had no idea. I thought he was singing my melody, you know. What the fuck are you singing? You good? Oxygen is free. But then at one point he does this. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, uh-oh. Same song, different audio. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when an Eastern European taxi driver is on a drift like that, I don't have the courage to say, sorry. I don't speak Romanian. Now, of course, I thought about doing that, but then I saw my life flashing before my eyes, so I decided not to. So, and I kid you not, the remainder of the ride, I sat there and I just did, da, stew, da, stew, da, prost, da, stew, da. When we finally arrived at the mall, I couldn't wait to get the fuck out of there. I just threw a fit to a bill and got out. He yelled something after me, something about my change, but I was just like, So that's my adventure in Romania up to now. People often ask me, what do you like about Romania? Now let me first of all ask you guys, are you guys aware with any preconceptions about Dutch people? Because then let me be the first one to say they're all true. Are you guys aware with the preconception that Dutch people are greedy? True. Dutch people are cheapskates. They're screeches. We're stingy motherfuckers. We hate to spend money, but at the same time, we like to profit off of any situation possible. Let me give you an example. The only reason that I signed up as a comedian tonight was so that I could get access to this event for free. Then I found out that this event was free anyway. But instead of feeling stupid about it, I thought, shit, that probably means I won't get paid. At least there's a complimentary drink. So, when people ask me what I like about Romania, besides the obvious fact that compared to the Netherlands, everything's so fucking cheap over here, one cheesy answer that I always give them is, I like my friends. Because each and every friend of mine is special in their own way. I don't want to sound like your mom, but I have this one very special friend, and I call her special because she has this very special skill. And actually, come to think of it, I don't know whether to classify it as a skill or a handicap. Let me tell you and you decide, okay? So, she has this physical impossibility to ever be on time. No. no, it's serious. Like, if people ask me to describe her as a Disney character, I always say, oh, she's Captain Hook. Because her enemy truly is time. Her kryptonite is a wristwatch. She is so allergic to the concept of time that she starts sneezing around the clock tower. It's that bad. She is the only woman in my life, hands down, that made me believe, truly believe, that at approximately this height, you live in a different time zone. You know, I was talking about the immigration office in Utrecht earlier. We all know, we've all been there at one point or another. I think it's an interesting place. I think that the immigration office in Julius Mall really presents Romania as the land of opportunities to foreigners. They have government-issued computers with cracked versions of Windows. While waiting in line, I was already approached for 3 jobs. Coincidentally, for all 3 of them, I had to relocate to Hungarian. Coming from the Netherlands into Romania, I thought that Romania had the same piracy laws as the Netherlands. Oh, you guys don't give a shit about that. You guys are so lenient with that when I registered at the immigration office in Julius Mall, they first gave me a chat and then they gave me an invitation to file list. Now, but I've liked it here ever since. If there's one thing that I don't like, if people ask me what don't you like about Romania, Nándor, it's the bureaucracy. I mean, sure, in the Netherlands we have bureaucracy, but here you can't open a fucking honey jar and not find bureaucracy in the lid. It's really present everywhere. Let me tell you how present it is. Your country's bureaucracy managed to slip its way into my country's embassy in Bucharest. A couple of years ago, my national ID was expired. So I visited the Dutch embassy in Bucharest to request a new one. Short version, crossing the border illegally takes less effort. Long version, on a sunny afternoon, I visited the Dutch embassy in Bucharest. And first of all, you have to know that the Dutch embassy in Bucharest is pretty much just as big as the actual country is on the map. It's like a 4x3 room with a couple of chairs, a picture on the wall of Mihai Viceazu, I don't know who's doing it. There's like a counter with bulletproof glass in front of it. Now, before I even entered the premises, a security guard frisked me so thoroughly that it was the best sex I ever had.
1,000 euros.
But they still have counters with bulletproof glass in case you smuggle a Kalashnikov up your ass. So, I walk up to their aquarium. I look the lovely lady behind the counter with their sky blue eyes and I say, "Goedendag, ik ben hier om een paspoort aan te vragen." The lady behind the counter, she looks back at me, she smiles and says, "I'm sorry, I don't speak Dutch." I was like, where am I? They don't speak Dutch at the Dutch embassy in Bucharest. Okay, I speak English. We can get through this. So I'm like, I'm here to request a passport. She says, okay, a Romanian one? No, a Dutch one? She says, no problem. Can I see your current passport? I'm giving her my national ID. She looks at it. She looks back at me. She looks back at it. She looks back at me. And she goes, "You don't have a passport?" I said, "Not yet." "Why don't you have a passport?" I said, "The box said passport not included, but my mom bought me anyway. I don't know." I never needed a passport. I'm traveling around with my national ID. I never left Europe. She says, let me verify with my colleague really quick on the next procedure. I said, sure, go ahead, take all the time you need.
She did.
Yeah, she did. I yet have to see that woman ever again. About half an hour of waiting, and an older woman walks in. I'm like, fucking how long have I been waiting? She looks at me and she says, "Sir, sorry to keep you waiting. What can I do for you?"
She forgot.
"I am here to request a passport." She goes, "You're here to request a passport?" I said, "Yeah." She says, "A Romanian one?" I started laughing like manically, you know. I said, "I understand now." She said, "What?" I said, "Why there's bulletproof glass." After finally convincing the old fish that I'm there to request a passport, she hands me a pile of fucking paperwork. I'm like, "I'm well aware with the Dutch Constitution." She said, no, that's what you fill in to request a passport." I said, "Hey, funny question. How much more easier is it to request a Romanian passport?" I kid you not. This woman looks back at me like I'm stupid, and she goes, "This is the Dutch embassy?" To cut it off right there, one more thing that I want to say is, if people ask me what I love about Romania, I have like a second answer. And that's, every time I think I've seen everything, something absolutely batshit crazy happens again. In Vaslui. You guys were awesome. Thank you so much. My name is Nándor Ras.